Green. The colour for monsters is green for some reason or other.
Lost episode of Doctor Who.
You are watching BBC Northwest tonight with Roger Johnson and Annabelle Tiffin. Watch or you will be exterminated.
Now, media students at the University of Central Lancashire are travelling back in time to recreate a lost episode of the BBC TV series Doctor Who. We saw that cheeky Dalek earlier, didn't we?
We did.
It's part of a project known as Sci-Fi in a Week.
Don't adjust your set. It has deliberately gone black and white. The students are making Mission to the Unknown. They're being as faithful as possible to the original 1965 production process, as Mark Edwardson reports.
The theme tune from the world's longest-running sci-fi show first struck terror into a generation of youngsters in 1963.
They will all fall before our might.
Especially when these metal monsters turned up.
But the first of them will be Earth.
I play Malfa, and he's a real baddie.
The cast of Mission to the Unknown are all from the university.
I became an actor because I wanted to be in Doctor Who, which is what happens to a lot of actors, and they're now in Doctor Who. So yeah, that was my dream, and it's come true, so I'm just over the moon to be in it, really.
The episode aired in 1965 and was then lost in time and space. The crew from UCLan gave themselves just 5 days to recreate it. And to keep this production as authentic as possible, the final cut will be in black and white, just as the original was back in 1965.
In terms of the set design, the performances, the music we're using, all of it is a recreation of how it exactly would have looked and felt in the 1960s.
So you push it forward, so it...
Yep. The crew are students too.
We've been going to and from the scrapyard quite a lot to collect bits of rubbish to make it look like it's from the 60s, but I think we've replicated it quite well.
Well, I'm a massive Doctor Who fan, since I've been younger. So when it came up in conversation and I got told I can be involved, I was so excited. I didn't ever think it could happen.
He's using his mind to turn your strength against yourself. Now.
Way before Blue Peter, Peter Purvis was a Doctor's companion. Today, he and another Doctor Who favourite, Edward de Souza, were there to see the lost episode come back to life.
Mission to the Unknown is the only Doctor Who episode ever that did not have the Doctor in it.
The seven great powers of the... I'm glad this is the first.
Even Daleks can fluff their lines. Nicholas Briggs has been their voice since the series returned in 2005.
We've all got a Dalek inside us, you know what I mean, on those moments where we lose our patience a little and just started to get upset about everything. You can get all that out of your system and be as nice as pie the rest of the time.
This recreation is a student project, and the producers have vowed to take more care of it than the long-lost version. Mark Edwardson, BBC Northwest Tonight, Preston.
Listen up, gang. I don't have long to explain why you're here, but the building you're in is giving off a crazy amount of energy. The kind of energy you get from a rift between dimensions.
Escape room is a live entertainment experience. You are locked in a room for 60 minutes and you have to work with your teammates to find the solution to the challenges and make your way out of the room.
We've been watching the industry and seeing how escape rooms was more and more opening, and we met with Escape Hunt and they just fitted in with what we would look for. The way they deliver their own brand is how we exactly wanted to deliver the Doctor Who brand.
It will be exciting, it will be exhilarating, and most of all it will be fun. You will be transported into the future slightly to the headquarters of Kronos Corp. Alistair Montague has opened up a rift in time and space in his pursuit to commercialise time travel. But it's all gone a bit wrong, and therefore we're asked to help save the day, close down the time engine and the transfer hatch and stop the world from ending.
If you're watching this, I am probably already dead.
So the creative process is really quite complex, as you can imagine. If you think playing an escape room is difficult, then designing one's slightly more difficult than that. We started off with storyboarding, so just got some storyboards here. We developed from the story up, and then as we were developing that, we started to think about a gameplay that fitted into the narrative and design puzzle flows that fed into that. We progressed into a design panel, which we call a theme book. which is a kind of over 100-page document that has a whole detail of the escape room in it. There's lots of spoilers in here. It's a really huge opportunity to work with a brand like Doctor Who. It can be past, it can be present, it can be future, it can be space, it can be Earth. Initially that can seem quite daunting, but actually we took it as a huge opportunity. We thought, what would the Doctor do? What kind of environment would the Doctor be in? And we built from the narrative up. We very intentionally here at Escape Hunt tried to do things a bit differently and push the needle. So for example, there's no padlocks and there's no number key padlocks or locks in the room. Anything can be a puzzle. So we thought about the guest narrative and the journey we wanted to take people on, and we built props and puzzles that tell that story.
You must hurry. My time is already up. I must activate the EMP.
I'm working in collaboration with BBC Studios. We've developed some really exciting things in the room that Doctor Who fans will recognise. Only really avid Doctor Who fans will notice some of the things because they're real Easter eggs.
For Whovians, it's been a very exciting time on New Doctor. I'm curious how you feel about that, because I think for a lot of fans, the change in gender was something that had been long debated and discussed, and I'm curious how you feel about that in terms of how, going back to what you were just saying, how important that is in terms of representation and pushing forward the narrative and the social discussion.
Again, I loved her. I love Jodie Whittaker. I thought it was the most brilliant thing to do. And again, I love the fact that beforehand it's so politicised and so tense, and that online voice dominates. Is this? And actually, the press misrepresent the online voice by saying, "Is this a problem? Is it not?" Then she comes on air, and everyone who ever worried looks stupid because she just blows all those cobwebs away, and she's joyous and funny and full of life, and it just shows what nonsense is talked. You remember the people didn't think Daniel Craig could be James Bond because he was blonde. It's like, we are full of nonsense, and actually it tires me that we spend so much time talking about the nonsense. The journalism is full of talking about the nonsense. Let's look at the good stuff, which is massive. Brilliant woman. I've never met Jodie Whittaker. I'd love to meet her.
We have our new Doctor now. I'm curious if you've seen what Jodie's been doing with the part and how you feel about that obviously much debated, long discussed change of gender for the Doctor.
I'll be honest with you, I am now way behind with Doctor Who. I've not even seen Peter Capaldi's last season, let alone Jodie Whittaker's first, so I can't really comment on that at all.
Just on principle, I think obviously Whovians were debating for many years about whether or not a gender change for the Doctor needed to happen or would change the character. I mean,
it sadly is a thing you can still get into deep trouble about. Before they announced who it was, I think we were all able to have our opinions, and they were freely expressed. And now we have the Doctor. I think she's the Doctor, so that's fine.
Partnership between May's Theory, the BBC and Playstack, and we all want to do an amazing thing with Doctor Who and bring her to life and the world to life in a way that's not been done before. It's something that needs to come to life in new and interesting ways to stand the test of time.
What's happening with Doctor Who is quite interesting at the moment. So it's the first time we've had a female Doctor, Jodie Whittaker. Our game is going to be part of that world, and I think BBC felt like doing this in VR would be a great extension of what they already do. Giving fans the chance to be inside the episode and experience it like never before.
You take the role of the companion. We had a lot of debate internally whether it would be you playing the role of the Doctor. It didn't feel right in order to do that. I think the best experiences are where you get to play yourself. We've designed it around that. If you were to suddenly be in the Doctor Who world, you'd probably feel like a fish out of water. So the Doctor helps you through this whole experience, kind of holds your hand a bit.
You've redecorated.
The TARDIS has an amazing amount of detail in it. It's been fantastic to recreate the new TARDIS. It's even got a biscuit drawer.
Yeah, we had to get the biscuit in there. There are so many controls and switches and dials on the actual panels itself. So we've made sure that anything that could move on set actually works in-game. Even down to how far dials actually turn. If it's like 90 degrees, we make sure that they actually do turn the correct way.
Yeah, it's fantastic seeing a Dalek at scale and coming face to face with one.
The Weeping Angels are absolutely perfect for VR. The idea that whenever you look away, they move and come towards you is just absolutely spot on.
VR, it's all about experience.
So the simplest thing, like picking up a cup, it's really immersive and it makes you feel like you're doing it in the real world. People that have not even played VR, you just see the excitement on their face, you know, they're experiencing something together, even if they're not gamers. It is for everybody, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a uniquely tactile experience when you reach around and grab something with your own hands compared to moving a stick or pressing a button. Just looking up at things and having that experience of seeing the scale and grandeur of some of the environments that we've got in 3D with a massive field of view where you can see everything is totally different to when you were doing it on a flat screen.
I'm most excited to watch players go into the TARDIS. There's definitely a wow moment, and it's something you can only get in VR, I think. If you're playing it on a traditional console, you don't get the same kind of feeling. Everyone does the same thing, where they'll open the door, put their head in, peep around, kind of walk back out, close it, and kind of keep doing it back and forth, and there's an awesome feeling whenever you do that.
A Sonic is the Doctor's most famous tool that gets them out of trouble. It's really cool getting access to that in VR. Like, you do feel like the Doctor, like, oh, you know, I'm trapped in this room and I need to unlock the door, and you just, you know, it's like what the Doctor would do to Sonic it. And so hearing that, you control that, and then just that little satisfying click of the door actually unlocking and stuff. It doesn't sound like much, but in VR, that's really cool.
I mean, the great thing about Doctor Who is you never know where you might end up in the universe or in time.
In the world of Doctor Who, the Doctor is this chaotic guide who drags you through time and space. You may not know the destination you're going to, but you will know that that journey, that adventure, is one of the best adventures you will have in your life.
You had a really special thing happen because you recorded a special version of Coldplay's Yellow for the Children in Need album.
You sing?
No. No. I think... Yeah, I do now.
Yeah. Well, you'll hear a bit in a second. You'll hear a bit in a second.
Really?
You will, yeah. No, because the Children in Need album, I know you got involved. You got involved because of...
Well, so Sean Dooley, the wonderful Sean Dooley and Polly Dooley, who are incredible, came up with this amazing idea. Sean Dooley was in... I've known for years, but was in our second episode of season 1, The Ghost Monument. And he said, me and my wife have got this idea. We're thinking of doing an album for Children in Need where actors who aren't known for singing, it's not musical theatre stars, it's not people that you'd associate with being in tune, get to record their favourite song in a kind of version that they wish to do, and it'd be released on an album to raise money for children in need. Would you be interested?
Wow.
So my immediate answer were, yeah, but basically I'd sing Yellow and you need to get Will Champion from Coldplay because I've been trying to stalk him for about 10 years. So could you do that, please? And I thought it was just a casual on-set chat. Cut to this year, and my stalking reached its terrifying level.
You know,
I got to meet him.
The guys from Coldplay come and surprise...
So, yeah, so wonderful Johnny Buckland and Will Champion.
But then, but the clip we have is a really lovely thing. So they surprise Jodie, and that's really lovely. But in this clip, so it's Jodie knows they're there, but it's just your... what I think is lovely is your reaction. You're singing the song, and then they suddenly come in.
So it's like this song came out in, I don't know, 98? 98?
Yes.
99. It's like I'm 37. It's like a soundtrack of your entire...
How's it go? Like, what's it?
It were all yellow.
Wow.
I was not even slightly auto-tuned.
Wow.
Should we watch you singing?
Yeah.
Here you are singing. Hey!
I cry.
And you loved it, but everyone loved it. So they loved it so much, we've got something for you, in fact. This is the Brit-certified silver disc for the album. Look, and it's presented to you, Jodie Whittaker. So congratulations.
Wow.
There you go. Isn't that cool?
Oh, that's ace! Look at all those people. We were all on it.
Yeah.
That's so She won an off Scott.
Wow.
She's my friend.
Well done, you.
I don't like this one at all. Oh, I feel like it's horrible. What is it? Third time lucky. It's not going to bite, is it? What's that? Is it Tim Shaw's head? Or mask? No. Not even slightly. It's a kablam! Hiya, mate. Good. Round 2. I'm losing 1-0. Okay. Oh. Right, okay. Well, it's not bubble wrap, so it's not kablam. No, I'm going to have to say I don't know. Do you know why we didn't see them? Because it's CGI. Can I have a look? Third time lucky. Okay, ready? Oh, what's that? That's horrible. Oh, what is that? Oh, I don't like this one at all. What? Is it a spider? Yes! Is it? 3, 2, 1. What's that? I don't know what it is. Angstrom's tracker. Yes! Yes! Oh. Kablam. Yeah? A kablam box. A kablam parcel with deadly bubble wrap! Yes, I'm on fire now. I'm on fire. Okay. Can I look? Just don't know. Still don't know. What is it? Do you remember them? When is it? I'm gonna cheat. Oh, it's a Dalek gun. I couldn't tell from feeling it, but I knew as soon as I saw it. Come on, Jode, you can do it. Ugh. Oh, I mean, it feels absolutely rank. It feels like the oversized rodents in Princess Bride. I mean, it's horrible. It feels horrible. It feels horrible. Oh, I feel like it's horrible. What is it? Can I look? It's awful. I do remember it. I do remember it. Oh, ribbons a snack. Horrible. Oh. So I am nearly right. It's almost Princess Bride.
Lenny, we hear that you are fulfilling a lifetime ambition, a childhood ambition. In the book, you just talk about watching telly all the time, and now you're going to be in Doctor Who rather than hiding behind the sofa.
Looking suave there.
Good.
Look at this.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be in Doctor Who!
Big fan growing up. That was your big dream.
It's so... well, you know, I think it was everybody's dream. When you were a kid, you literally hid behind the sofa and watched the Daleks and watched William Hartnell and...
Hid behind the sofa.
Everybody hid behind the sofa.
Well, you know what? We've actually got a clip, an exclusive clip. It's not been seen before. It's going to be going out on New Year's Day, isn't it? Let's have a watch.
Moody. I'm not getting a very nice
I think it's
vibe
called
from you
Spyfall.
Is that what
I can't tell you anything else, otherwise I'd have to kill you all.
But your roles now tend to be quite serious. Was there a decision at some point you said, right, comedy's behind me from now on, serious acting roles? What was going on?
Well, my favourite things are Scorsese movies and Spike Lee films and things like that. I love the idea of being in a movie and watching movies is part of my DNA. So to actually be making a film is exciting to me. I loved being Broadchurch and The Syndicate, and this was a joy. And I think people are going to enjoy it. It's very adventurous.
Kristen, you're a massive Doctor Who fan as well, aren't you? I'd love to be in Doctor Who.
You know what I was really glad about? That I didn't have, you know...
Oh, I'd love all of that. I want that. Actually, I don't know how I'd say that after 3 hours of makeup.
No, I was glad I didn't have to do all the prosthetics, but it was exciting to be in that world and finally to be able to go... You
get to run. Woo! You get to run.
My favourite record.
Oh, yeah.
No, I got to walk into cool...
The name's Doctor. The Doctor.
The security of this entire planet is at stake. Can we rely upon you?
I'm not where I wanted to be, but I can work with this. What? I don't suppose you've seen anything weird around here.
You believe this is a human?
What's the plan? You trust me, don't you?
Have I got to answer that?
Where are we? Paris, 1943? Oh, no. Something's coming for me. I can feel it.
Let it come.
Because we miss.
Family.
Get away from them! You know things will get into the TARDIS. Neither did I.
What have you brought here, Doctor?
I don't know.